Tech companies are moving away from China, the so-called anything but China strategy.
I think I would love to challenge you a little bit.
Cost efficiency is roughly 1.5 times higher.
Why are they looking beyond home or even Asia?
They're setting new global standards.
We can jump to the actually, spicy part.
Hundreds of leading tech companies are already choosing Eastern Europe for software engineering and IT delivery.
Hi, hello everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. Today we are diving into a topic that I think is going to reshape the global tech industry, and it's about why Eastern Europe is such a go-to hub for US companies. So if you are a CEO or a developer, maybe, I think this episode is definitely for you. Now, as I already did it before, I invited next to me a great specialist. This is Bianca Jaworska, and she's from Poland. She's recruiting partner at Alcor. And today she's going to guide us through this nice journey about Eastern Europe. Basically, the reason why Bianca is here is because she helped many US companies tap into the Eastern European tech talent. Bianca, thank you very much for being here with me.
Hi Diana, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this because honestly, Eastern Europe has been flying under the radar for way too long, but things are now finally changing fast.
I hear you. Yeah. Okay. I think we can dive into the questions. So let's start from the big picture. In your opinion, why is Eastern Europe suddenly under the radar of US companies? And I don't know, why are they looking beyond home or even Asia for software development outsourcing?
Well, first, there's a huge, and I mean huge, talent gap in the US. By 2026, the shortage of software developers is projected to hit 1.2 million. And it's not just numbers, it's the attrition, the increasing demand for tech, everything. Companies are looking for alternatives, and Eastern Europe, well, it fits perfectly. Then there's the geopolitical angle. Many Western tech companies are moving away from China, the so-called anything but China strategy. And the shift has opened the door for friendlier, safer regions like Latin or Eastern Europe for IT outsourcing.
Okay, that's very nice, and I would love to dive deeper into this. But as far as I hear, the results start speaking from themselves, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, hundreds of leading tech companies are already choosing Eastern Europe for software engineering and IT delivery. In fact, over 65% of outsourcing activity now flows into Europe, and the market is growing fast. The Eastern European tech market is projected to surpass $5.3 billion in 2025.
That's nice. Okay, but thinking about what you mentioned previously, the anything but China strategy, I think I would love to challenge you a little bit with a question on that. Do you think that Eastern Europe is quietly outshining Asia as a top outsourcing destination? And I don't know, what's your opinion about Eastern European developers? Are they a powerhouse? And if yes, what makes them a powerhouse?
Right. Well, here's the thing. Asia still leads in sheer numbers, but Eastern Europe wins on expertise and quality. We're talking top-tier STEM education, globally ranked universities, and high numbers of STEM graduates, about 60,000 every year. Plus, there are coding boot camps in schools, like I could mention so many here. Coders Lab in Poland, Skype Coders Academy in Ukraine, Coding Bootcamp Praha in the Czech Republic, Bucharest School of Code in Romania, and Diana, so many more actually. So these are all producing talent so fast. And don't forget English proficiency. Countries like Poland, Romania, Bulgaria, Ukraine, they all rank among the top in the EF English Proficiency Index. So that's actually crucial for smooth collaboration with US teams, right?
And look, we are both recruiters, so we know that cultural alignment actually plays a role, right?
Absolutely. Well, developers here bring results-driven mentality. So that's critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, ownership. Again, all really essential for complex projects like software projects. And time zones, I mean, it's perfect. So while Silicon Valley wraps up, engineers in Poland actually keep projects moving.
I love this perspective. Yeah. Okay, it totally makes sense. And I think we are at this point of the conversation where we can jump to the actually, spicy part, the money talk. And it is a question for you. Do you think that is true that a company, a US company, can double their engineering team in Eastern Europe without doubling their budget?
That's a great question, Diana. So the answer is yes, and that's actually one of the biggest reasons US companies are turning to Eastern Europe for software development outsourcing. Senior engineers here earn around $68,000 per year, which we can compare to $122,000 or more in the US.
I love this perspective, and this is a big saving. But to be fair, we both know that as a company, you should not be thinking only about salaries when you make a decision about outsourcing your developers. So maybe you can help us. What other costs should companies consider prior to taking the decision and, while calculating the total true costs?
Yeah, you also need to factor in costs like recruitment fees and benefits. So in Eastern Europe, recruitment fees usually range from 15 to 25% of a developer's annual salary. That depends, of course, on the role and the tech stack. And in the US, those fees are a bit higher, around, I would say, 25 or 35%. And then there's the benefits package as well. A basic package in the US costs about $15,400 per year per developer. In Eastern Europe, the same package is more than twice as affordable, so that's roughly $6,350 per year. So when you factor in salaries, recruitment benefits, all those things, the overall cost efficiency is roughly 1.5 times higher. To put it in perspective, hiring an AI developer in the US costs around $172,000 per year, whereas in Ukraine it's about $89,000. So almost double the value for the same investment.
Okay, I hear you. I see it now. Thank you very much for bringing the numbers. I think it's very relevant to this conversation. And, with everything that you told me prior, like their tech stack and what developers bring to the table in terms of flexibility, time zones, and now even considering, salaries and costs, total costs, I'm thinking Eastern Europe starts already competing with Silicon Valley. But what's next? I mean, what should IT developers prepare, and what skills, should they develop in order to keep it ahead in 2026?
Well, everyone is talking about AI right now. Not a surprise, I mean, the AI boom is huge, and Eastern Europe ranks fourth globally in government AI readiness. Estonia, the Czech Republic, and Poland are leading AI implementation in public services, and Poland alone is investing 232 million euros in homegrown AI. Also, Romania released its national AI strategy in 2024, focusing on competitiveness, public service modernization, and ethical AI. Cybersecurity is another stronghold. Poland and Romania rank in the top 10 globally for cybersecurity preparedness. And Ukraine is, of course, making waves in defense tech. Its defense industry jumped from $3 billion in 2023 to, get ready, an estimated $5 billion in 2024. So that's just 1 year. It's incredible. Also, defense techs in Ukraine have grown 218% annually since 2024. With AI, with cybersecurity, and defense tech expanding so rapidly in Eastern Europe, we are not just catching up anymore, we are setting new global standards.
I love that. Okay, I want to move you to another direction, let's say, and let's discuss the reality around us right now. Because to be fair with you, challenges are everywhere, right? But what do you think is the secret behind Eastern European resilience?
Well, Ukraine is a great example to that question. Despite the full-scale invasion, actually 98% of IT companies remained operational. About two-thirds were located internally or to nearby safe locations like Poland, and western regions like Lviv became thriving IT hubs. And Alcor has been proud to have been part of this story. For example, Intel 471, a US cyber threat intelligence company, had Alcor set up a full R&D center in Poland in just 1 month. Imagine this, 20 developers were located from Ukraine, onboarded in just 4 weeks, fully compliant with local laws, so the client had a top-tier team from day one.
Wow, this is actually impressive.
Well, funny you say that, because actually WoW is one of our core values at Alcor.
I love that. Okay, but you mentioned Alcor, and now I think it's time to make it shine a little bit. And I'm curious, from your point of view, what makes Alcor solutions stand up?
We offer an all-in-one approach, top-tier tech recruitment, full-cycle employer of record services, and comprehensive operational support. So if you need to scale fast, we can grow a Silicon Valley caliber team to 30 developers in 3 months, up to 100 plus within a year. Legal headaches? Well, we handle all employment onboarding, taxes, and local compliance. If you need back office support, we've got you. Office, hardware, even employer branding.
I love that. Okay, Bianca, thank you very much for being here with me and being part of this podcast. I would love to maybe sum it up a little bit, and please feel free to jump in if I forget anything. But as far as I see it, Eastern Europe isn't just cost effective, and now seems like it's a powerhouse of skilled developers, resilience, brings innovation, and definitely shaping the future of the global tech.
Absolutely. If you're looking to outsource software development to Eastern Europe, the opportunities are huge.
Okay, so thank you very much, Bianca. Thank you again for being here. And just a short message to our listeners, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a reaction, and maybe check our R&D solution. I will add the link in the description.
Thanks, Diana. And remember, with the right partners, you can scale smart, fast, and with confidence.